G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game of Age of Empires 4. Today we are on Cliffside to watch two of the world's best players face off on EGC TV's brand new tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Elite Classic 3. Of course, they will be fighting it out this weekend coming up, because today is probably going to be Monday for most of you folks. So Saturday, Sunday, next weekend, it'll be the big grand final. So make sure you tune in. I'll leave a link in the description. Now let's get to it and introduce our players spawning on the west side of the map. In the color red, playing as the House of Lancaster, opening up with a Dark Age barracks, baby. Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's ELCSO. And on the east side of the map, in the color yellow, playing as the Chinese, representing Volta Esports, it's Anatan. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cliffside. A pleasure to have your company today, because I tell you what, I'm so damn excited. I absolutely love this matchup because it's two civilizations I'm very intimately familiar with. And look at what we have right here. We have someone opening up with a Dark Age Rax. Now, of course, with the Dark Age Rax, you can do a number of different things. You could say, oh, I've got an idea. I could push my deer in. No, you can't. Sorry. Sorry, mate. Computer says no. Well, it's not the computer. It's Anatan. Anatan says no. He says, you know what? You can have one. I'll give you one deer that you can push to your town center, mate. Well done. And like, what incredible recognition, because we're really starting to see like the Dark Age meta shift quite a bit. In the most recent game that we watched, we saw like Byzantines with a couple of Metanite early. Now here, we've just got a couple of spears just to look to push deers. I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. Especially as the Chinese, it makes a lot of sense to do. And I can't believe that it's taken this long for us to see. It's incredible. Oh, no. 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 No, he's not gonna... No, he's not gonna push this. He can't. He couldn't push this deer. No, he's not. Okay. No, he's looking. Yeah, he's gotta do it. Dude, I'm standing right now in my sit-stand desk and I've got my legs shaking. Not shaking, but it's like I'm pulling it up from the floor. I can't believe it. This is getting out of hand, dude. Nerf the spearman. Nerf deer movement. Like, dude, the Dark Age is absolutely taking over right now. This is insanity. I can't believe this. Now, obviously, when you know, earlier we were talking about it and like, okay, well, obviously it makes sense for the Chinese to do it, but we don't see the Chinese doing this. This is the Chinese just playing standard. They're just playing normal. You know, I wouldn't be surprised. What if we see the Chinese go back to their opening with the Imperial official start and then just going for the early racks? Because like, it totally makes sense, bro. If you can secure this with Chinese, because you got to remember, right? Like, okay, this is 7 deer, 350. So you're looking at 2450. All of that, and then 2450 times that by 20, or times that by 1.2. Okay, so you're getting 20% more food out of that. So now all of a sudden you're getting almost 3,000 food under your TC, and you're also you've got survival techniques, and on top of that you can just get a rebate from it as well. Like, you don't even pay for the survival techniques. It just feels like a no-brainer to me. But of course there is things that you can do to prevent those deer from being pushed. Of course, what we just saw over on this side of the map is pretty much that, right? Like, Anatan's just come through and clean this up, but the thing that for Anatan right now is he's looking around on the map and he's like, yeah, I totally totally destroyed my enemy's plans of pushing those deer, didn't I? Meanwhile, I love it, dude. I can't believe what we witness here. Oh, the spear's going to come out here. He's going to try and do everything he can to defend this. He needs to get the scout over here as well, but I think the scout's just going to look to try and keep everything in control. Makes his way forward. Scout coming through. Still got quite a bit of health on him. Is just very much interrupting this. And of course, you know, you got to remember, right? At the end of the day, even if he doesn't get the hunt, he's denied it from his opponent. And of course, not only that, but he's also got another hunt out on the map that he's pushing under his town. And I can't believe this. Is this the meta that we get now? Is this it? Is this Age of Empires 4? Because if it is, I'm absolutely on board for it. I love it. I love it so much. This is so fun. This is exactly how it should be. How did it take this long for us to work this out? This is just so perfect, dude. Like, damn your professional scouts. I don't need them. I don't need your all it takes is 2 spears. You know what? You know what's going to happen though, don't you? You and I both know what's going to happen. Next patch, deers now have a maximum leash range and upon hitting that leash range, they will jump in the opposite direction, or they'll like return back to where they once were. In Age of Empires 3, they do the same thing. So basically, if a hunt spawns here, okay, you shoot the hunt. So as an example, you have a vill here and you shoot the hunt, the whole hunt moves to here. And then with that same vill, you can then shoot the hunt again, different animal, and now the hunt moves over here. And the problem is when it gets to like this point here, you got to be really careful with it, because what will happen is you'll shoot the hunt and it will go the other way. It will move away, or it'll move towards you even though you're shooting it, right? Because like naturally you'd think, okay, if I'm shooting something, it's going to run away from me. Well, the opposite happens. It doesn't run away from you, it runs towards you. And because of that, as the archers now come out, because of that, you have to be cautious about how far you push it, and you start to work it out after a couple hundred games. You know, how far can I actually push these deer? And I suspect that's probably what we're going to see, right? Because I don't think this was really intended. And like, we you know, when we think about it, right, like pushing a deer from literally over here to under your town center, and he's done it pretty quick, right? We're at 6 minutes into the game. The archers have only just come out. What's the counterplay to this? I mean, if you're doing multiple hunts on the map, really? I don't know. Look, I don't want to be like so quick to call for nerfs, right? Like, don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying right now, I wouldn't be surprised if we do see it nerfed in the next patch. Archer trying to prevent this last deer from coming in. He's going to be able to get them underneath the TC. Very well done by CSO. Now, apologies if I call him Louis MT. He's changed his name in this during this series, so he's no longer CSO. It makes it difficult for me, because for me, it's like Louis MT, CSO. They're kind of like one and the same, right? Like, they're both from China. They're both very, very good players. They both often use like Chinese names like this, so they kind of like blend into one for me. I think the big thing is like they're just both really incredibly good players. By the way, look at all those Imperial officials right there. We have got plenty of them out right now. So interestingly, no Song Dynasty just yet, looking to keep that aggression up. 12 archers out at the moment. What has House of Lancaster been doing? I mean, we haven't even been playing or paying attention to Lancaster at the moment. But look, let's start paying attention. Let's see what's going on. Enough talk about the deer, because well, Lancaster has now got the deer under the poor man's. Some people say poor man's professional scouts. Other people would think maybe it's the rich man's professional scouts. You can't counter it. I mean, how do you counter it? I don't know. I will say that it's probably like only specific maps that you can really do that on, right? Like, you're not going to be doing it on, you're not going to be pushing your opponents in a hunt on Dry Arabia every single game, right? Like, it's just, sometimes you're going to get back spawns, that sort of thing. So not always going to be possible. But anyway, Castle Age coming through. Really weird Castle Age. He's got a single mana. No, I take it back. He's got a second mana. Kind of strange. He's going to be going King's College, right? Like, there's no way he's going White Tower. Excuse me, a little bit of a burp. I've had my Red Bull this evening. I also went out for Mother's Day dinner. I ate a little bit too much, and well, let's just put it this way. I don't regret anything. It was an all-you-can-eat, and you know how it is. Oh, he is going White Tower. Weird. Is he going Fast Imp? Because my theory was you'd go White Tower if you're going Fast Imperial. But he's putting down a second stable, which makes me think he's not doing it. Is he just going to go Hobblers, like veteran Hobblers? Oh, that's a dead... No, it's not a dead Vill. It's not a dead Vill, not yet. And a 10. What's the play? The play is to take the boar. No Imperial official brought down here either. It's only 8 Vills, so like if you think about it as a portion of his economy, less than 20%. So you've only got 4 Imperial officials, so you'd ideally want them working on at least 25% of your economy here. So as an example, that's 12 Vills, so it is more than 25%. Or how many does he have on wood? He's got 9. I guess it's probably, you know, it probably goes up and down. White Tower now coming through for the House of Lancaster. 9 minutes, not a bad little timing. Now keep in mind, he does get the Earl's Guards here. Nice little position. He's going imp. He's got to be going imp. Dude, you'd put that many Vills? He's got to be going imp, right? I mean, to be... Oh, this is hard, though. It is hard. Outpost coming up. Double outpost on the south side. He obviously wants to keep this boar under his control. Very aware that food is going to be difficult to come by. Vills now going to be pumped out for N10. Right on board with him. Keep in mind... He is, well, I was going to say the buttons on him, the action's on him. It's not really. It's not really. I mean, at this stage of the game, no Song Dynasty, no second TC. A lot of units on the map, hasn't really done much with them, and they're just archers, they're not Jukundu. So we haven't really seen much momentum or movement. I suspect he's probably thinking that there could be potential demi-lancers out, so maybe doesn't want to look to press the issue. I was going to say press the issue, but I decided to say pressure as well at the same time. Those guards, nice little throws coming out, hit the first of the archers. Now looking to try and commit. Knight's going to come out here, and indeed he was correct. It is not the demi-lancer, indeed it's going to be the knight now, so he's going to have to fall back away from this. We do see a couple spears coming out. First of the Earl's Guard does go down, 2 more of them down towards the south side. He's actually not going imp. Instead, he's just looking to hang out in Castle Age. Bit of a weird strat, not gonna lie. I don't know how I feel about this. I think it probably would have been... I'm thinking it was probably more appropriate to get more manners, but then at the same time, I'm trying to think, like, did he there was pressure on the stone. He wasn't able to get more manners. But I don't know if you should necessarily give up on that dream. I feel like you should just kind of shift off it. But yeah, to me, it feels like the sooner you get the manners out, the better it is for you. And yeah, from there you can just kind of play into it, because at this point, like 2 out of 3 manners, compare that to the Chinese and the economy that the Chinese has got. The Chinese are going to be absolutely cooking you at this stage of the game. If we switch it over to income per minute, so 11 minutes through, hasn't been any real large amount of idols with the exception of those vills that we're just building. So we can't really include it right now. We could have included it before the age up. We'll count it in about another 60 seconds and see where these guys are at. But my suspicion is that House of Lancaster is probably going to be quite a bit behind the Chinese at this stage of the game. Meanwhile, back towards here, 20 vills now on gold. Action all over the map. Knights looking to try and find a way through. Anatan, of course, going to be looking to defend. A single villager on gold. A single villager, unfortunately, makes it out alive. You can see just how many units are mobilizing towards every single spot on this map. They're just trickling all over the map. Veterancy now coming through for the spearmen. And we'll check in on that income, get a bit of an idea on where they stand. 1,000 food a minute. 1,200, 1,600. Compare that to his opponent, sitting at about 1,700. So House of Lancaster actually higher than Anatan at the moment. I'm just going to say it's because of all the idle villages he's got. He's been run around by all these knights, guys. That's why he's that's why he's behind on economy. Surely it's no other reason. I can't see how the archers possibly win this fight. Anatan taking a bad little trade here. Needs a couple of spears to help him out. Vills should be able to jump out now. Should be able to move towards freedom. And he's looking to just stick with this infantry composition. Also got crossbows in the works for him. And now we finally start to see a bit more of an investment. Condensed land practices already going to be coming through here. Still sitting at 2 out of 3. Do we have that 3 out of 3 potentially coming through shortly? Sheep carcass on the ground has gone down. We'll check in with Anatan, of course, now going to be working towards those castle age religious items. Potentially, we will see pagodas come out in this game. Very powerful building. Wallalol towards the north. A couple scouts. They can be converted. They will be converted. Good night, Sweet Prince. You can see he realized right at the last second there and loses a couple scouts for it. So, unfortunately for Anatan, that's -2. -2 for the good guys. All right, well, 2 out of 6 on that mana count. He couldn't afford to build any manas, but he could afford to research the mana upgrade. So definitely an interesting call. He's also got the Lancaster Castle, so at any point he could also consider getting the levies through. So we'll keep an eye on that. But now, chasing away the remnants of this army. A monk also present out here. So he's looking to pick up relics as well. The knight over on the gold mine going to be doing quite a bit of work. Vill's going to be turning around. You can see he's taking a fair bit of damage here. But of course, if you lose the knight, then you lose the fight and you can't really come back another day. It's always frustrating when your opponent's knight gets away on just a little bit of health, because you know, like 69 health as an example, it is enough to kill 47 villagers if you're not looking. One health is enough. Not really. One health, you know. The argument is one of those vills would probably turn around. Barbican of the Sun going to come down in the middle of the map. Song Dynasty. Late Song Dynasty. 14-minute Song Dynasty. Interesting that he's doing this. Normally at this stage, I'd support him going into the Yuan Dynasty a little bit more than this, just to get the pagodas. Because he's at 3 relics. Or actually, no, I take that back. He's at 1 relic. Oh, remove my comment about the pagodas. No longer relevant. No relics, no pagodas. That's the oldest. That's the oldest trick in the book, oldest reality. Now, he's only got 2 relics. So even with only 2 relics, I still don't know how tempted I'd be to go pagodas. I feel like you're only going to get that value if you go for all 3. And of course, they're going to trickle like crazy once you've got all 3. Even 2 is still good, but that 3rd one really makes the difference. Song Dynasty. Now online for Anatan. Those vills are going to start really pumping up quickly. Expect to see a second TC perhaps in the next 2 to 3 minutes. We'll keep an eye out for them. Of course, he can now start thinking a bit more about his economy. He's really started to build up a decent army in this game. I don't know what happened there with my voice. Another Wallalol. This time it's going to be on the side of Anatan. Spearman coming in to try and defend. Charges come through. Cancels the charge and then decided to run away. And now Sacred Sight's going to be converted over in towards the middle. Town Center working it down. Archers once again coming in. He's just constantly looking into the wood line here, trying to find any kind of villager kill he can. Doesn't unfortunately find too many of them. Relic will come back towards that monastery. And now, we don't have any farm transition just yet. I mean, to be fair, we're probably going to need it sooner rather than later. He's got berries out here that he can gather up. In fact, he's got quite a bit of berries. But you want to at least start that farm transition sooner than later, especially when you start moving towards berries. So I would love to see Anatan drop down a granary out here on these berries and then start getting that transition through, but it's a bit of an awkward timing that he's got. He's lost a lot of deer. Not a lot of deer out here. Of course, he's got the boar out here as well. There's another one over on this side. Upgrades starting to come through. Textiles, balanced projectiles, horticulture. We see balanced projectiles on the side of his opponent as well. So both of them thinking about these ranged units. Keep in mind, CSO is still at 5 out of the 6. So just holding the relic. 5 out of the 6 manas. So hasn't got that 6th mana down yet. Not sure what his game plan was this game with regard to manas. It definitely hasn't been paying attention. And to be honest, I don't like that. I feel like if you're going to play Lancaster, if you're going to play the House of Lancaster, I feel like you have to play manas. It just doesn't make sense to me. Right, it kind of reminds me of that whole Casper vibe that we often talk about, that we often cite, where he played the Ottomans and he just never built military schools. He's like, yeah, I just don't think they're good. I just don't think they're good. It's like the whole shtick of this civilization is that you build the military schools. That's the whole thing. Like, if you don't want military, just go play France, bro. Like, what's wrong with France? You just go play France. And he'd still pick Ottomans. He'd still pick Ottomans. And I think it's, I mean, he's obviously building them. But it's just that he's not focused around them. And I think that's the key difference. So they will still come through, but obviously the later they come through, then the less impact they're going to have. Infantry army starting to look quite good, and he is moving out for this boar. Interesting decision to come out for this boar. Lance are going to be coming around the backside here. Obviously going to be scouted out by CSO. Outpost. Defending. Unfortunately, the outcropping only got 50 taken off it. And once again, onto the wood line. Picks up another villager. We'll take out a crossbow as well. Knights working its magic, and you can see these guys are just trying to raid as much as they can. Exactly what you see on this map. There's the yeoman now coming out. Synchronized shot. I don't think it's through just yet. No, it is not. He's going to need that. We now start to see more upgrades. Open field system number 2 coming through. Knight towards the top. These 3, I was going to say these 3 knights went down. No, now they've gone down. And now those yeomen can really look to focus. So I think the question of like yeoman versus anything, yeoman pretty much always, most days of the week, primarily because of that synchronized shot. So the sooner it comes in, the better it's going to be. Towards the middle of the map. No, it's not. There's a springwood emplacement somewhere. Here it is. Over on this position. I tell you what, it feels weird watching CSO not play Chinese. Like, normally he's the guy playing the Chinese. So I feel like I'm a little bit off balance here. Towards the south. What is going on here? Oh, there's a random trebuchet that's just decided to rock up. I love this. Why? Why is there just a trebuchet here? There's nothing protecting it. It could die at any moment. And indeed, it's going to have to fall back away from that position in the center. Yeoman, still no synchronized shot. I feel like you don't get a lot of value from the yeoman until synchronized shot comes through. Once synchronized shot comes through, actually, did he actually go for the, he hasn't even gone for the Shire Levy yet. So he could look to call upon that. That's going to boost up his army numbers significantly. So, yeah, I think with the yeoman, like, obviously it's still a good unit, but the moment synchronized shot comes in, they just become a different kettle of fish, as my dad would say. The idea is that you just get those shots off on the enemy, force the enemy back, also do quite a buttload of damage to them, run away, chill, and then go in for a second shot. That's the general idea. Yeoman now going to be able to pick off that palace guard. Lancer escapes to the south. And definitely a build-up that we're starting to see between these two players. Neither player really committing hard 100%, but there it is. Synchronized shot now coming through. 8 out of 9 on the mana count. That's going to be the 9th one. I was going to say, every single time I'm looking at him, is always 1 mana under the total mana count that he can build. 2 out of 3, 5 out of 6. But finally he does it. He goes, you know what? We're going to do it. We're going to complete all of them and expect him to start clicking some levies right now. That's what I want to see. Some levy timings. This is actually not a bad levy timing. And there it is. Levy timing starting to come through. Muster the nobles. As long as he's got population space to play with, he'll be okay. Synchronized shot on the way as well. Trebuchet working its magic in the center here. Gonna start taking down these outposts. A beautiful little spot that they could fight in. Nice little valley. Barbican sitting strong in the center. And how's Anatan doing back here? We'll ride on board with him for a little bit as he continues to put the pressure on towards the front. Billman upgrade on the way, as well as muster the nobles. Hold on, we just want to watch the nobles muster quickly. Indeed, boys. Hestus. For Hestus and for glory, as they say. That's what I tell my wife, at least. It's not really. I don't tell her that. I tell her I love her. But that you know, if I was a nobleman, I would definitely be fighting for Hestus. What is Hestus? Is it honor? It's got to be honor, right? Honor Hestus. It's got to be. Spring Grenade placement doing work here. Gonna try and defend. He's got the outpost fortification coming through. Pulled away, doesn't know which way to go. Demi-Lance is coming in on the top side. Sacred Site now going to be approaching. Horsemen towards the south looking for Vils. They've migrated immediately, just in time. And now, Yeoman. Let's see if they can get some decent shots off. He does. He spreads them beautifully. Oh, he lights up that back line. Beautiful control coming out from CSO here. Front line looking a little bit more healthy for his opponent, though. Needs those Demi-Lances to come back. They're killing Vils for the moment. He's cleaning them up. Crossbows towards the north. Archers coming down towards the south. Yeoman going to continue migrating down away from this presence. Hardened Spearmen yet to be upgraded. Veterancy about to come through for them. And the Yeomen have forced back the enemy for the moment. Demi-Lancer towards the north. The numbers have fallen off a little bit. And now Sacred Victory is approaching. 9 minutes to go. Billman's still looking for it. Still wanting it. Cavalry a little bit scared. I'd be scared as well. These are no standard spearmen, my friend. These are Billmen. Look at the damage that it does. It's ridiculous, dude. Oh, it's a scary amount of damage. Towards the north. Demi-Lancer just going to start taking down the Monk, neutralizing the Sacred Site. Spring it in placement. Still doing damage. Oh, Yeoman, double attack. Falls short on both of them. Continuing to chase the horsemen around the top. Demi-Lances around the back. He's going to find the granary. Indeed, we did see that granary come down. He dropped the mill and then cancelled it. He's like, nah, we're going to do a granary. Exactly what he needed to do. Because now you can supervise the granary. You get the berries and you get the farms. Definitely the right call. Meanwhile, Yeoman back on this other side. Synchronized shot. Still got another 15 seconds on it. Demi-Lances not really doing much of anything back here. Barely hitting the opponent. 12 damage on each one of these. Like the big bad wolf came to blow down your concrete house, essentially. It's going to take a lot of breath. Let's just put it that way. Infantry numbers still looking decent for CSO. Attacks on multiple angles. You can see just how good these guys are, controlling multiple fronts at the same time. Attacking, defending, and fighting. I mean, what would you even call this? This isn't really... This is fighting, right? Like, because over here, this is defending on the side of Anatan. But over here, you're attacking. And then over here, you're scrapping. You're scrapping with the enemy. Trebuchet gonna go down. Wall gets up. Yeoman can still fire over. Not anymore. Well, I mean, technically, they can somehow still fire over. Never mind. Wall up behind the scenes. Farm transition coming through for both players. Horsemen and Palace Guards going to be chasing away these Demi-Lancers, and now CSO moving towards the north. Sacred Site being neutralized. Monk going to be coming up to capture it. Made his way through onto the backline. Vils going to be forced out. The Billman still in hot pursuit for the moment. And now consolidation towards the north as the Nest of Bees comes out, and it looks like we might have ourselves a little bit of a fight. Yeoman, this is their option. This is their time to shine. Let's see what he can find. Still got that synchronized shot in the bank, and I feel like it's a waste. Any time that you're falling back and it's not on cooldown, it's a waste. Of course, it could be a waste for you to use it and then get completely blindsided by, 14 or 15 horsemen. There's only 7 out at the moment. Now, obviously, we've got Omnivision. We know that. Whereas he doesn't know that about his opponent. So it's one of those small little details. Demi-Lance is finally getting cleaned up here. Anatan just refusing to wall the base. Of course, we start to see walls coming up across the center of the map now. Just some more small little stone walls just to prevent these potential raids from coming in. There's a lot of Vils out here. Still no second TC, by the way. Neither player has gone for one yet. How are we doing on those levies? Still got 2 levies available to call in the event that you need it. Could be looking for an Imperial Age. Starting to stack up quite a bit of resources in the bank here. No units being trained. But he does have all this infant... This is bad. This is really bad right here for CSO. What are you doing with this? CSO, if you lose this, you lose the game. Unless you go Imperial and then go for a whole bunch of cavalry. But even then, I mean, your enemy... Yeah, you could do that. Like, you could do Hobbler spam. Oh, this is bad, though. I don't like this. I don't like this. I feel like every time somebody does this, they lose their army and they just die. Oh, CSO, not now. Oh, no. Oh, that was close. That was close. He got the refund, but I tell you what, he was very close to not getting that refund. That could have been bad. More units towards the south. He's looking to consolidate. If he can catch this army out of position, yeah, you can see he's now queued up all of these units and said, oh, you know what? Maybe we're in a bit of a bad spot here. Maybe we can't look for Imp. I feel like he probably could have looked for Imp, but then played into... You had to play into Wingard. But even then, Hobbler's not going to work, right? Because you didn't go into the King's College. Yo, man! Nice damage, but unfortunately only 5 go down. He's still on the run. You can see he definitely made the wrong call here. He needs to bring these infantry up to help hold on. He's got more reinforcements coming down over towards this east side. Spillman got to be brought forward here. Crossbows on the back, easily able to clean it up. He manages to sacrifice them and gets the yeoman out, very fortunately. Killed a decent amount of Vils on the wood line, and now there's... Jeez. They're so discombobulated. Look at this. It's kind of wild to me just how good their control is. They're able just to keep track of so many different groups of units. Like, I'm the kind of guy who sends one unit to the sacred site in the north, and then I tell all of my... Oh, my lord. I was going to say, I'm the kind of guy who sends one unit to the sacred site in the north, and then immediately after doing that, I send all my military units to the middle, including the one that I sent to the north. And I'm like, oh, damn it, why did I do that? It happens to me every single time. It's like, all right, we're just going to 1A down mid. That's all the brain can do at this age. Okay, a little bit of a ring around the rosy here. Exactly what he needs at this stage. I tell you what, those yeomen looked a lot more formidable. That was 28 yeomen, and they barely even scratched the skin of those Chinese villagers here. Anatan manages to get them all away. They're sprinting their way through, but unfortunately, I don't think they're going to live for much longer. More units towards the north. He's going to be collapsing, and there's the second TC. Finally coming through. 27 minutes. It took a while. Infantry number building. Infantry number really building. He could look for Imp here. 180 population. Anatan 136. 136 on Anatan's side. Big difference between these two. If he's going to survive, he needs to throw more keeps up. He needs to throw a keep up. That's the only way he can really live here. And even then, he doesn't really live. He just kind of stays alive a little bit longer. Keep plus nest of bees. That's the victory condition right here for Anatan. Let's see if he can find it. Has he got the stone? He doesn't have the stone. He's got stone in the base, though. The second TC's up, so he's scaling. But I think it's just a case of JoJo's hit single from 2004. You know it's just too little too late. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, Palace Guard's exactly what he needs to be doing here. Exactly what he needs. He needs a way to stop this, though, right? And that's what the keep does. The keep stops that. You delete this, drop the keep, and you're fine. I just don't... Where did that keep go from earlier? It's back here. This is such an awkward keep. No. Excuse me. That is not... I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. We need to get that bad boy in the front. I mean, it's nice having it back there, but right now, I need a hero. I need a hero with a big keep, because right now I'm going to be keeping my villagers alive. Springwood coming forward for a little bit of a kiss. Good to see you, Springwood. It's been a while. It's been a while since we've seen a kiss like that. Mwah. Love it. Meanwhile, back towards the other side, we got ourselves a good old-fashioned base race. It's not a base race. It's more of like a Vil race. They're racing to kill each other's Vils. And at the moment, we got 44 against 27. So keep the count up. More Vils going to be coming through. Crossbows out the back. If you had to give anybody the favor when it comes to a Vil kill race, you'd have to say Anatan, because he's got the double TC. The trouble is, your enemy's got a pretty big army. In fact, they've got enough to push you back at home, and they've got enough to keep attacking you at the front, and they've got enough to rally in more units along the south side, and the keep is up. It's an offensive one. I think this is going to be a couple of G's typed any second now. I don't see any way it lasts longer than another minute or two. Anatan is getting absolutely knocked out right now. This is hard stuff to watch. The House of Lancaster, very powerful with its infantry composition, but just somehow squeezed it together. And now Anatan fighting on his farms. against an army that is 4 times the size of his. Forced away from his enemy's base. Vil count 53 against 60, and ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it. Anatan tapping out. CSO is your victor. Ladies and gentlemen, go check out EGC TV this weekend coming up, Saturday and Sunday, 15 GMT. Be there or be square, because we have got the grand finals that are going to be happening, and I tell you what, I'm damn well excited.